Good evening, everyone. A pleasant Monday evening in the Contra Valley, live in San Angelo. It was certainly a warm day in the Contra Valley. September, summer-like weather like this makes me want to start singing. The world start spreading the news. I'll be leaving today. A little bit of a New York reference. 64, that was the low temperature this morning, pretty close to average. High temperature today, 5 degrees above normal. 94, that's where we clocked out today, and thankfully not as hot as it could be. All-time record set back 64 years ago when it was 101 on this day in 1960. 83 right now in San Angelo, 84 in Abilene, 80 in Junction, 80 in Snyder right now. Looking a little bit more like summer than the middle of September, but it's Texas. What can you do? Temperatures really aren't going to cool off a whole lot tonight, and tomorrow going to be a toasty Tuesday. So if you need to get out and do any sort of work, maybe mowing your grass Tuesday morning, it's definitely going to be the best time to do it. 71 at 7. Warming up quickly though once that sun gets up. 75 by 9 a.m. A very summer-like weather pattern, and with that, we're going to have some summer-like temperatures. 94 for your Tuesday and Wednesday, 96 for your Thursday. Kind of trying to look at the positive of this. At least we're not seeing temperatures in the triple digits. Now that we're approaching the fall equinox, we're starting to see less daytime, and with less sunlight, that also means less daylight heating. So I think that's helping us at least stay below the century mark. Could we see some cooler temperatures? I'll answer that question in just a bit. But with fall equinox coming up, we could certainly use the fall-like temperature. The average high temperature for September in San Angelo is 89.4 degrees Fahrenheit and 88.7 degrees Fahrenheit in Abilene. And keep in mind, that's the average for the entire month of September. My whole 7-day forecast, we are going to be above those temperatures. So not going to be feeling super fall-like. Not seeing a whole lot of rain across the area right now. Any rain we saw earlier today, it's dissipated, and that's what I'll be looking going into your Tuesday morning. Tuesday afternoon, I'm expecting kind of another round of showers to develop, maybe a rumble of thunder. This version of Timecast favoring the big country and the heartland. I think most of us going to be okay to leave the umbrella at home. Most of us just going to be staying bone dry for your Tuesday. Wednesday morning into Wednesday afternoon, might see another round. Again, most of us going to be staying dry. Have a 10% chance to rain for your Tuesday, 10% for your Wednesday. High of 94 both of those days, 96 for your Thursday, 96 for your Friday. Going to be another hot Friday. And remember, folks, you can always find your latest updates online and on social media. Now over for a look at our big country weather with meteorologist Chris Nation. Chris?
Good evening. Start you off with the radar. Things are calm tonight. In fact, we're seeing a very light flow out of the southeast at about 10 to 15. We'll get to that in a minute with the winds. What you need to know is there's no real energy in there. Even now, as we take a look at some of the temps quickly coming down, they were in the 90s. I think the appears a little slow to pick up there. We're really more in the upper 80s at this point. When we take a look at the winds, 5 to 15, we've seen some gusts out there in the excess of about 20 to 25, but that's key. I'm mentioning throughout the day, winds out to the west past Colorado City were raging earlier, 20, 25 miles an hour sustained. We even saw some gusts as high as 30. Even now, you can see those red zones in the corner of your screen. Those are 30 and 35 mile an hour gusts. So if you know anyone traveling that way, they're going to deal with wind, especially high profile vehicles like 18-wheelers. That's something that they're going to need to be really careful with. Those are going to be some fairly strong winds. Now, we know there's no real energy out there. We're going to talk about why in a minute, but let's talk about fire danger. Over the next 72 hours, it's going to jump to about a 3 there. That is significant. Look up by Lubbock, a 4. So we are drying out. We are going to see some patterns where the wind will be an issue. Now, one of the issues is the moisture. We have plenty of moisture in terms of dew points. 50s and 60s is a fairly rich environment. So if we had a triggering mechanism, which we will see almost each and every afternoon, we could see a few isolated storms. In fact, we go way out, pull a satellite all the way out, and kind of break down what's happening. The jet stream coming all the way out by Los Angeles and then down off the northern edge and then right past us down by Corpus Christi. That's the highway that storm systems ride. And you can see there are a few out there with cold fronts coupled to them, but most of their energy and their cold fronts are moving from west to east caught on the northern edge of this, northern periphery. That means that we're on the very southern edge. We get the very lightest bit of that actual air, and there are only a couple of spots there we might see a couple of storms trigger each afternoon from what we call daytime heating. As you see, computer agrees with me. Isolated bubbers each afternoon are possible, but the best ones will be out by Colorado City, stretching up to Lubbock, and they'll be few and far between. So what about tonight? Well, we're going to see overnight lows coming into about the mid-70s to a couple of low or upper 60s. Tomorrow, another scorcher. There is high pressure out to the west of us. That is dominating, and that is going to be the driving factor in the forecast. Now, let's take a nice look at this 7-day for you. You're looking at about a 10% chance. I'll go ahead and even add another chance there on Thursday and Friday. But we'll go 96 degrees tomorrow, the same thing as we played through Wednesday into Thursday, 97. We stay in the 90s, and the next chance of even cooling off, and a better chance of showers won't come until early next week.